Salesforce Training, Account and Contact Relationship. In this video, we'll take a look at how to relate contacts to multiple accounts with specific information related to just that account. In the past, the same contact person had to be recreated on every account they were associated with. For example, Bruce Springsteen is the owner of Capital Ford, but he's also a key decision maker for other locations in the dealer group, Capital Chevy and Capital Motors. That's not very efficient, not to mention it's confusing when searching for contacts that are associated with multiple locations. Now we've introduced account relationships, which allows us to have only one contact, but be able to associate that contact with multiple locations with information about the contact specific to each location. So just like in the movie Highlander, there can be only one contact, one unique contact in the system, but that one contact can be associated with one or any number of different locations in the system. If we look at an account in Salesforce, you'll see at the top a hyperlink for related contacts. This list replaces the old contacts and contact roles related lists. And the information you see in the related list depends on which department you work for. The fields displayed could include whether the contact is a direct or indirect relationship, is active, their roles at the dealership, and their email preferences. If we go to a contact record in Salesforce, you'll see a new related list called Related Accounts. The Related Accounts list displays all the accounts that the contact has a relationship, with each specific information for each location listed. In this example, let's look at the contact Bruce Springsteen and add him to another account. So we go to the Accounts Related list and we'll click on Add Relationship. Type in the name of the account you want to associate the contact with. And when you have a match, go ahead and click on it. Now you'll see that the direct box is unchecked and you can't check it. That's because this contact already has a direct relationship with their home account, Capital Ford. It is by default marked as active, and here you have the option to add roles, which we'll talk about in another video, and you can check off whether you want them to get the new data or recall alert emails for this location. Once you've done that, go ahead and click Save. Now when we look at the contact record, you will see there's two related accounts, Capital Ford and Capital Motors. Let's take a look at the relationship with Capital Ford. We're going to click on the View Relationship link. You can then click on the Edit Relationship button to update the information about this contact. Let's say we want to add a new role to the contact and maybe uncheck one of the email alerts. Make your changes and go ahead and hit Save. Let's say to create a new contact, be sure and do a search first to make sure the contact doesn't already exist in the system. When you go to add the new contact, the system will automatically mark the contact as active, and it will create the relationship between the contact and the home account. This is what we call a direct relationship. Once I enter the information, then go ahead and click on Save. You will see that George Jones here is now related to the Capital Ford account. It automatically marked this as a direct relationship because this is his home store, and he's by default marked as active. Here you can go, and if you want to relate George to one of the other locations, you can just click Add Relationship, pull the other account, let's say the Capital Chevrolet, and again, if you want to, you can give it a role. More about roles in another video. And go ahead and click Save. Now George Jones is associated with both Capital Chevrolet and Capital Ford. Capital Ford is his home account because the direct flag is checked. He is active at both locations, and he's the technical contact for Capital Chevrolet. Currently, he is not signed up for either email alert for either location. One important point about active relationships. In the past, we marked a contact as active or inactive, But now, since we now show contacts interest through account relationships, we now deactivate the relationship, not the contact itself. If you have more questions about account and contact relationships, you can check out the Salesforce training page on the internet. And if you have a problem or questions, you can go ahead and submit a Service Desk Plus request.